shut up. Jeez. Anyway, iPad Pro 11-inch 3rd generation screen replacement. As you can see from the video, we are using IPA alcohol to soften the glue around the outside after it had been on the heat mat. We're then using obviously a really sharp razor blade to separate the screen from the frame. We're using that little suction cup, as you can see, just to give a bit of leverage. It just lifts the screen up just a little bit so we can get the blade under there just to slice away. Obviously while the screen's quite hot. Hot at probably what, 60 degrees, 70, playing it safe. Obviously the video has been sped up for the razor blade part because it is quite a lengthy process. We're still going there with the razor blade, plastic tools, razor blades, making sure that we don't cut into any sensitive screen cables. When I say sensitive, I mean the proximity cables, the microphone cables, the light ambient cables. We don't want to cut into those. Customers get extremely unhappy when you cut into those. They're not happy. That's when people want refunds. Like, it was okay before you started fixing it, now it's not. Oh, still going. Well, there we go. Anyways, gonna lift it away. I remember this part. I was like, oh, I think I've got it. And then I was like, nah, I don't have it. I had to like squirt some alcohol on there and just lift it away. We don't want to lift it away too far because we have a flex cable there which needs to be disconnected, and we do that using a very small Phillips head screwdriver just to unscrew the cables, well, not the cables, unscrew the screws from the shield which holds it in place, and then with a plastic tool we release it. Plastic is mint. We always use plastic, especially on live stuff. So like when the battery's still connected, the last thing you want to use is a metal tool. So we use plastic. Plastic is plastic. Anyway, we've lifted the screen away. Now we need to remove the screen shield away from, you guessed it, the screen. And we keep the screws in the same order that they came out. There's a reason we do that. And even if there wasn't a reason, just do it. We need to disconnect the battery. That is the very first thing that we do with any repair. Just disconnect the battery. Slide some plastic stuff under there. Just disconnect it. Disconnecting screen cables, it's always preferred using sort of like fingernails. If you've ever watched any of my videos and thought, oh my god, look at the size of his fingernails, there's a reason behind that. They're not fingernails, they are tools. Anyway, moving on. Sharp, scrapey thingy bob. We don't want any of the old adhesive attached to the screen, so we go across all four corners with a sharp blade, getting rid of all the old adhesive. Now we get rid of the old adhesive because it's old. It's already been used. It's already been used to bond the screen to the frame. We've already tampered with it. We've already applied alcohol to it. We've already applied heat to it. We've disturbed it. Some of it's still attached to the screen. Some of it is still attached to the frame. So we just remove it. And again, other places don't remove it because they cut corners, and it's so much easier just to cut corners. We don't cut corners unless we're cutting adhesive from the corners. We actually applied our own adhesive to this frame. Take that. Well, hang on a second. That's primer. I'm not going to explain what primer is. It's primer. Again, attention to detail. So we're going to remove these two cables from the old screen, because we have to. So that's what we're going to do. We don't really have much of a choice. Oh, this is the most, apart from listening to my voice, this is actually really, really boring. We have to remove the light ambient sensors from the old screen, which also includes the microphone, and it also includes another sensor. I just can't be bothered to remember what it's called, but it's all on there. You don't really have to worry about what it's called if you remove it properly, because you never have to Google search what you've just broken. We don't break stuff, so we don't actually need to know what it's called. That thing in between my legs, that is not what you think it is. That is a heat gun. That heat gun's set to about 100 degrees with alcohol and a sharp blade. Removes that sensor. That there is an OEM Apple original refurbished screen, not the aftermarket crap that everyone else keeps buying. Anyway, those are magnets. Those magnets, I believe, are used to, when you close the case on your iPad, those magnets keep the case closed. That's the only thing they're used for. Again, we transfer these over. Some screens come with those attached, some don't. This one didn't, so we transferred it across. And again, that's the light ambient sensing thingy-bob that I was talking about before. That goes onto the new screen. Make sure everything's lined up nicely. Got some sticky stuff on my hands. It's not the first time. Obviously got that misaligned. Obviously. It's really hard being perfect, Paul. Sometimes when you have to go back and do stuff, it upsets me too. But we got there, I think. And then we've got to put those two cables back onto the new screen. We don't want to put onto the old screen because that's in the bin now, if you remember. So yeah, push down, put the new screen cables in, put the shield back on, put the two screws back in. So what have we got? The screen cables, the proximity sensors back on there, the magnets are back on there. Just screw that in. I need to cough. There we go. Shut up. So the part that I skipped out here was actually me applying my own adhesive, red tape adhesive. But some screens come with the adhesive attached to them. I prefer that. This one didn't. So I had to do that myself. And that really, really would have put you to sleep. I mean, watching somebody put strips of tape on an iPad is you might as well have just watched somebody paint a wall. So anyway, yeah, moving forward, we've plugged the screen in. We've taken the battery thing out. We're now testing the screen. We don't want to seat the screen, because imagine sending a faulty part after you've seated the screen. That there is a recipe for disaster. So we always test screens before we seat them, and then obviously we put all the screen screws, cables, shields and everything whatnot back on. We're screwing that back in. Fucking, there's a lot of screwing in this video, I've noticed. Screw. It's all about size as well. If you put the wrong size in, it just breaks everything. So obviously we have to make sure we do that properly. We're going to plug that proximity sensor thingy-bob back in. And the shield. Yeah, not forgetting the shield. Using the little Phillips screw head thingy-bob to screw it back in. Don't cut corners. That shield is there for a reason. If you don't put that shield back in, you're going to hell. Oh, B7000. I absolutely hate that shit stuff. We always dab it in the corners. When we dab it in the corners, it just adds that tiny little bit of extra strength. Yeah. Anybody who uses B7000 glue to finalize a screen repair, just hang up your screwdrivers and just casually leave the office. Just fuck off, basically. I didn't say that. Yeah, B7000 glue, there's a reason why manufacturers don't use it, and the reason behind that is because if that was the way, they would have used it. You're using glue because it's a shortcut. Anyway, that sounded like a rant. Anyway, seat the screen down, made sure that was nice and firm, squeeze out all those air bubbles because OCD and everything, turned it on, make sure it all works, I'm happy.